Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. As you can see on the tailgate, we are going to be installing our rock lights today. These are the new ones from Auxbeam that they sent out to us. So I'm going to be showing you how to install two different ways. The reason I say two different ways is because on the truck, if you come to the rear, it's all metal. You got no fender liner in the back, so you got nothing to bolt these to, and I don't want to drill right through the fender or the body of the truck, because you can do it if you want, but you're going to have holes in the top of your bed, which I don't want to do. And then if you come to the front, it's a little bit dirty, doesn't really matter, but it's got the plastic liner. So I'm going to show you two ways. This way is a little bit easier, less of a hassle, as long as you can get the fender liner out. The back, you kind of got to play with it a little bit. So a quick little rundown before we get these all started. I got these three made up. As you can see, you'll have two with just the one wire, this one and this one. That's the end. You'll have the very rear front, or very rear driver's side and very rear passenger side. And then the rest will have two wires. What I've picked up for the back, because this set will be the back, is these guys. They're little tiny magnets, but they're super strong. They come in a box. You get the magnet. The little white washers are in between the two. Comes with bolts, nuts, and this is two little rubber washers in case you're sticking it to something like paint. So if you were to stick it to the side of your car like here, you're not going to damage the paint. You just put the little rubber casing over the magnet, and when it sticks, you don't have to worry about it taking your paint and scratching it. So like I said, these are very strong. They'll pick up everything, more than enough to hold the little lights in place. Only thing I had to get different for these, because the bolts were a little bit too big to fit through there, were two different size bolts. So this is the nut, or the nuts and the bolts, what I picked up. 10 by 32 for the nut, 10 by 32 by 1.5 for the bolt. So they're a little bit long for now, but once I get this all installed, I'll probably end up snipping the end off, but I don't want to do it before I tighten it down properly, because I might need a little more or a little less. One thing to keep in mind with the sets that you're doing, the back with the magnets, of course you want the magnet to be stuck all the way to the front of the vehicle. So you don't want to have the wires coming through the front. You want them fed through these two little notches here. So you can see the one wire, I have it coming out the corner just with the one. And then the double wire, you put one out each side, just like that. And then for the front, it's going to be hooked up like this, because you're going to end up drilling a little hole, and those wires will go on top of the fender liner, and this will be drilled through the fender liner to bolt this all in place. So from underneath, you have no wires or nothing, it's just the light itself, and you don't have wires dangling above your wheels. So connecting all these things together, super simple. On here, you've got an arrow. On your other side, you've got an arrow. One side has the 3 holes, one side has the 3 pins. You line up the arrows, push them together, make sure your orange rubber washer's on there, and then you can pull this up, thread it down onto the thread here, pulls it tight together, keeps it watertight, and that's as easy as it gets. It should look like that when it's done, and then when you just pull this thing up like this, thread it down all the way tight, and when it's all the way tight, it should look like that. You won't see any more thread at all the way to the end, and this will never come apart. Alright, so I've got the rear all connected together, and now the nice thing with the magnets is you can just take these and literally come up here and stick them on. And you're done, just like that. I'm going to put them up top here, in between this and the outer body of the truck, just to keep it up out of the way of the wheel. And of course, being a magnet, once you turn them on, if you're not happy, you can just pull it. They are pretty tough, it's more than enough to hold it up. And you can move it this way or that way, or whatever the case may be. Same with the other side. You can take this one, same thing, put it up there, sticks itself together, nice and easy. The only thing is, when you're using the magnets, you have nowhere to hide all this extra wire. So the one coming out this way is going to come down over the frame, and you can see it's hanging there, and I'm going to basically tuck it up along the bottom of the truck. We've got an extension piece, it'll reach enough to the front to connect, but as for this middle chunk, you're going to have to get some zap straps, tie it all up nice, and try to get it close to one of the lights. So tuck it up maybe like this, As long as it's close, it won't have anywhere to hang down, because you definitely do not want it anywhere near the spinning tire, because if it hooks on here, you're not going to feel it. It's going to rip it out, and that's the end of your day. All right, now the hardest part of the whole job is getting this fender liner out on the front of the truck. You've got 3 screws here. You've got another 2 on that side. There may be one hidden behind here. Once you get those 2 off, pull straight out on the corner of the fender flare. There's another 1 or 2 under there. Mine are missing because I took off those 2 when I did the bumper. And you may have a couple more down below as well, but again, I trimmed this all off to fit the bigger tires. Once you get the screws out, you have a couple push clips. They're here, there's one in the middle back there, another one on the end, and again, if you haven't trimmed anything, you may have another 1 or 2 on the bottom. Pull them all out. They're a little bit hard to get at because they're up in these little holes here, so you can't really get much for tool wise in there. But once you get those all out, you can just pull the entire thing out. And then this is what it looks like when it's all out. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 push clips. Those were the extra 2 screws that may be behind the fender flare that I mentioned. And then the rest just all sits in there. You got a couple screws there that we took out, the 3, and the other 2 actually screw into there. The other ones will be behind that. If you come and look here, once you move this out of the way, that one and that one up there, they line up with those holes. The other 2 screws may be in there and that other hole. But again, I left those out when I changed out the bumper because we had this all apart like this before. So then once you get to this point, it's just a matter of marking where you want these to be. It does have a little indent here. I think I'm going to put one kind of on the slope on this side. And again, one on the slope, maybe on the flat here on this side. I'll have to kind of look. We're going to drill 2 little holes for the screws to bolt it on, and 1 bigger hole in the middle to feed the wires through. Alright, so we got the fender liner out, we got the lights on. What I've done is, you can see how this part is a little bit notched upwards, because of course this will be the other way around. Your wheel is here. I wanted it to be up as high as I could get it, just to be out of the contact points of the wheel themselves. So they're a little bit closer than I wanted, but with the wheel sitting kind of here, it should still kind of shine on both sides, so it'll be alright. And then all you got to do now is tighten it. So you get a little Allen wrench on the front here, and then on the back it's a 7mm. You just got to tighten it up. What I recommend you do, put a little bit of blue Loctite on these things, because of course, especially an off-road truck, it's going to rattle and roll, and you do not want this coming off. So a little bit of Loctite, tighten it down. Doesn't have to be extremely tight, but you do want it snug, and the Loctite will hold it in place wherever you end up choosing. Okay, so I don't have anything strapped up quite yet, but before you put your fender liner back on, get your extension wire, come up, make sure everything's plugged in, connect all the wires like this, and then I sent one up right there, and it'll actually come up right here. I'm going to follow the cords along there, I'll strap it all up, and it'll go into the box on that side. Just make sure you got it all plugged in, grab some zap straps, tie up the wires, make it all nice, make sure everything's hidden, nothing's going to drag, and then you're good to go. Okay, so under the hood we have our box right here. This side is the power. I've got it hooked into spot number 4, which is a 20 amp fuse. This whole thing actually can run off a 10 amp, but for now I'm just keeping them in order until I need something with a higher amperage. I'll just leave it there. And when the time comes, I can move it down into one of these 2 spots. But 10 amps will run the whole 8 lights. So I've got the box here. What I'm going to do is, same as I did with the panel, I'm going to double-sided Velcro this right here, and then your power wire comes here, tucks inside. Your 1 cable is going to run that way. I'll tidy up in a minute, drops down to the driver's side, and then this one comes that way, and it'll drop down right behind here and power the passenger side. Alright, so my camera ended up dying before we had it completely buttoned up, so I'll quickly go over just how it looks. Front side, what we do is, you can see now, because we drilled it through the fender liner, absolutely 0 wires showing. You got one there, which in relation to the wheel is right about there, corner of the rim basically. And the other one, because I wanted it up high, is right here. And again, if you come down pretty much in line with the front side of your upper control arm. There is where it sits, but you have no wires showing. And now that it's in here like this, you can see why I didn't put it over here more, because this, when you look, is tucked up. So you don't have to worry about your wheel hitting anything, because as high as it's gonna go is right here. So this one is plenty up out of the way. You can come over here. This one's just slightly lower, right there, you can see it. But again, you're not gonna go over any big bumps and worry about ripping these things out. And then again, once you got it all back together, put your screws back in, put your push clips and stuff back in. And then what I did is for the push clip right here, I actually tucked the wires around that. So then when you put that clip in, it stops the wires from bouncing around, making noise, and they're not gonna fall back out. Only thing to keep in mind is now when you come down, I don't know if you can see it, just in the corner is where the wire comes out. Where the extension from the front to the back ends up, make sure the joint where you thread them together is on the outside. So then if for some reason you ever have to take the fender out, you don't have to worry about disconnecting the whole wire. You can twist it off there, take it out, and then this whole section is one piece, because the other part is under the hood here where you saw where it goes over and connects to the Auxbeam box itself. So then if you're ever working on anything under here and the liner's got to come out, it's easy to do. The lights and everything can stay attached. You just unthread it. Same thing, take all your clips and screws out, pull the fender liner out, and you don't have to worry about any extra hassle. And then as for the slack under here, I know it's kind of hard to see, but these actually have 3 legs. So I basically just zap strapped it up to the 3 legs. For the running boards, there's a couple other spots you can zap it to if you want. On the drive or the passenger side, there's actually a wire loom with a bunch of other wires in there for your trailer hitch and all that stuff. So you can strap it to that. It's way easier on that side. Driver's side, not so much. So again, I just put it on the 3 spots that hold on the running boards. And then moving to the back, because there's nothing on here to drill or hold any wires to, this side actually has the filler for the gas and everything. So I strapped it to there. You can see these magnets are no joke. This thing is stuck. It's not going to move, not going to go anywhere. One little trick, put this one on, strap everything down where you want it, kind of get this one on the back side roughly where you want it to go, stick it on there, like I said, strap all that side up, and then once it's going to be held in place, take this side and just tug it back slightly, and then that's going to keep tension on your wire up here. You can see it's not held on to anything, it's just tensioned. But again, I know it's kind of hard to tell in the video, but it's well above your fender here. So if the wheel is going up, it's not going to catch and end up yanking that wire out. And then again, I just went down over the frame. You can see where the wire drops down there and then follows along the back. And the other side is the same thing. It doesn't have the extra little bit of stuff here, but if you pull it, it does have the little bracket like this. So you have a place to hold the wires. Again, zap strap it, get it all snug, come to this side, pull it, and that'll keep your slack from dangling above your wheel. And so now that we got all that done, all that's left to do is wait for it to get dark outside. We'll take it out and see how she looks. All right, so we're out here, and again, you can use this Cool Motor app if you want. It's all the same. For filming purposes, because I'm using my phone, I can't film and use the app. I'm going to use the remote here. You got on, off, speeds, different modes, preset colors, and a little bit of different stuff. Brightness, brightness up, brightness down. You can do all the same in the app. Cool thing with this app is if you have other Auxbeam stuff, you can actually link it all through the app and control different lights. Doesn't necessarily have to be controlled to the Auxbeam switch panel, but you can control, so say you got these on a side-by-side or something, maybe you got whip lights or strip lighting or whatever the case, you can actually link them all together and control it all through this app. But for the purpose of the video right now, we're going to use the remote. So let's get outside. She's pretty dark now. We'll see how they look. Alright, so using the remote, we'll just hit on, and there you go. Nice and bright, front and back. And again, you can change preset colors, red, green, it's a lighter blue, yellow, that's more of a straight off-road rock light. And then again, you can't really see it, but there's modes. We'll just go through a couple. You can see you can do all sorts of stuff with these. And again, I'm using the remote. You can do this all through the app. And then brightness, we can dim it down, or you can go up. You can see it does have a red light telling you that it's working. So let's go to red, a little easier to see. You can dim them, and then all the way up. The camera doesn't really show it, but it does get quite a bit brighter when you have it all the way cranked up. And again, the bottom. All different colors and combos you can do. You can set it with the app to go with music and all that, as long as your phone's connected and you're playing it through the phone. Then they will go with the beat of the music, they'll change color, they'll dance, whatever you do, however you set these up, that's what it does. So there you have it, guys. Super easy install, relatively, other than getting the fender liner out. There's not really too much to it. Again, if you're putting these in the fenders themselves, the fender liner, a drill, a little bit of Loctite, that's all you need, and then of course the right size wrenches. And if you're like me and you don't have fender liners, those magnets work really well. They've been holding on tight. I've had this thing on the highway and nothing has moved. So as long as you do it like you see in this video, you should have no problems. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends. Hopefully we catch you in the next video. And thanks for watching this one.